anything foolish. We all have, right? To our own bodies. Case in point, you see those ladies that shave off all their eyebrows and then mark it in with a marker. Is that a fashion faux pas? Yeah or nay? I say this to say that I came back and I was all right. You hear me? I was all right again. I sat down and I just thank God. Because now I always have a plan B. And you can always go for a walk with God. When you're out there walking, you're walking with Him, you know. He's everywhere. I still don't know the name of the park, but it garners Flatbush Avenue. And if you ever get a chance to go in that park, please do. It's so beautiful. Just take a walk. Whatever you got going on in your life, and if you're in Brooklyn, go take a walk there. So beautiful. And it's diligently tended to. I had to use the bathroom, and I didn't know where the bathroom was in those places, but I came upon one of those porta potties, and I was just like, oh my MG. And I was just like, because I have been in some where vomit looks better than them. But I went in, and surprisingly, there was no smell. I kid you not. In the park. No smell in a porta potty. The water inside of the porta potty was still blue. I was able to use it, and it had toilet paper in there. Yes. It wasn't pristine by no large measure. Of course, it's a porta potty, but one of the best porta potties, better shaped porta potties that even on a work construction site, I have been in one of those. That was in better condition than one of those. There's not much room in there, so remember I told you how we as women have to be able to pull our pants down and shimmy back. Well, in a porta potty, you can only shimmy back so far. You can't. Regular toilets, you have to shimmy back, and both of your feet have to be on either side of the toilet. You can't, and you don't get that in a porta potty. So of course you might have little accidents and stuff like that, like I do. You will sometimes find it running down your leg. I'm trying to hurry up and get out of there, but there's no windows or anything. But you understand what I'm saying. You don't want to be in such an enclosed like that. And I came out of the porta potty. I met another lady. I had met her before. She was with her dogs. She had about 2 or 3 of them, and they started jumping up on me, and she's telling me she was there back where when I was asking, hey, what this path go and where does this path go? Dogs started jumping up on me, and then one of them started licking my leg. Yeah, so I tried to get away from the dog. And I was like, okay, thank you, thank you. She was like, you can go this way. It's a very scenic route, or you can go over the bridge. Dog just kept on jumping on me and licking my leg. You think I missed the spot? And that was okay, man. That was okay. Walking like I love to walk. They say that walking is one of the best exercises. You know that? And if you're overweight, you don't have no excuse. Because all you need to do is walk and eat properly. And I've been trying to do that. Sometimes I don't. I think it was Tuesday. I ate food that didn't agree with me. And the next morning I woke up, which was yesterday morning, I went to the gym. I couldn't finish my exercise. It felt like I wanted to vomit. I had to leave. I felt so nauseous. I came back. I laid in the bed and I just stayed there for most of the day. I couldn't move. My stomach was hurting me so bad. On top of that, listen, on top of that, I hadn't gone to the bathroom in about 2 or 3 days. When I go to the gym and I'm working out at the gym daily, my bowel movements are daily. When I'm eating good, my bowel movements are daily. When I ate bad that Tuesday, which was 2, 3 days ago, I hadn't at that time. Listen, I hadn't had a bowel movement in 2 or 3 days. We're all adults. We can talk about this. Who are you going to talk about it with? Your doctor? This is something that needs to be talked about. Your bowel movement. You need to have a bowel movement every day, sir, ma'am. Okay? And I'm trying to tell you the key to introduce everybody out there in that park who's running and walking, they have a bowel movement every day, 2 or 3 times a day also. If you're not having a bowel movement every day, you're doing something wrong, or you're not doing something enough. When I started, remember I told you I hadn't done a podcast on this episode on this podcast for how long? Months, right? Okay. Do you know during those months, all I was doing was taking a lot of laxatives? In order for me to go to the bathroom, I was taking laxatives. So much laxatives that, remember I told you I would start having, blood with my stool. But just for that day, because I was taking so much laxative. I wanted to go to the bathroom. I wanted to clean out, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. When I started to implement an exercise regimen daily, I needed those laxatives again. I threw them out. I threw out the laxatives, didn't need them again. I was going every day like clockwork. And I didn't understand why. I was thinking to myself, I mean, all I needed to do was to go to work out. And what helped a lot was the crunches. Crunches. And that's what I was telling the women on my other podcast. I was like, crunches are really, really, really good for period pains. And not just period pains, but to help you be regular. So I threw out the laxatives, and one thing I knew about eating, when you're hungry, now listen to this, when you're hungry, whatever is around you is what you're going to eat. Whatever is in your house, ma'am, that's what you're going to eat. Last night, I got so hungry. What time was it? 8 o'clock, right? 8, 9. I have, I have a rule that I'm not going to eat after 5 o'clock. Listen, I'm not going to eat after 5 o'clock. Even 6 o'clock is too late for me to eat because I have a very slow digestion process. And just like how my gastrointestinal is with the slow process, sometimes it takes me a while to process things also internally, mentally. You understand? I didn't know what to eat last night. So I got up and I went in the fridge. In the freezer, whenever I make, and this is what I've been doing, whenever I have made my smoothies, I make smoothies. So I like to keep the seed of the smoothie, the seed of the mango. You know, you cut the flesh off on either side. The seed is left with just a little bit of meat around the edges. I put those in the freezer. And that is what I sucked on last night. You may find something else to suck on if you're married or something like that. I suck on a frozen mango seed. Whatever is around you and you're hungry, that is what you're going to eat. If I had some ho-hos around, that's what I would have eaten. Some little Debbie snacks, that's what I would have eaten. So do you understand? Whatever you have around, that's what you're going to eat. Right now, what do I have around? I have a pack of blueberries around. If I'm hungry later on, I'm going to eat that. Right now, it's 12:40. I'm not really hungry right now. The last time I ate was, do you count the mango seeds as something to eat or something? Anyways, well, I had that last night, 9 o'clock. Before that, the last time that I had a meal was around 3:30, 4 o'clock. You understand me? The last meal I had was yesterday at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm trying to go the intermittent fasting way where I wait for at least 16 hours, 17 hours before I have my first meal. Now, if you want to call, I don't consider sucking on a mango seed something to eat, right? So I am looking at my last meal. I stopped. I didn't start. I stopped eating at 4 o'clock yesterday. I started at about 12, and the doctor says, Dr. Berg, I think it was, says that, you can take about 4 hours to eat within that period of a time. So I started eating around 12:30,